On today's show,
Have the Cavs finally figured out how to use Kevin Love?
the Hawks' Kent Bazemore joins us live to talk ATL's incredible season, if Kyle Korver is the league's best shooter, and we'll see how well Kent knows his teammates.
And oh, baby, we got a brand new addition to the meme team.
It's Thursday, March 25th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, Sweet World, and welcome to The Starters. Whether you're joining us live online, you're listening to the podcast, or you're catching us on NBA TV, we're very, very happy to have you. I'm J.E. Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tass Mellis.
Let's NBA.
To my right, Starters blog editor Trey Kirby.
Heyo!
Hey, yo!
And finally, the international man of mystery taking it to the max, Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Nice.
Everyone point at the camera. All right, we've got a fun show this evening. Hawks guard Kent Bazemore is going to join us live in studio. Have some fun with him. We also have a new addition to the meme team. But first, 13 games on last night in the association. We can't possibly get to everything, but there were a few lessons learned. Our first lesson learned, Kevin Love is part of the Cavs clique.
Is he a part of
He's
LeBron's latest Instagram? Who cares? He's a part of this basketball team. And Wednesday night, he was a focal point, and I think that's what's very important. He's never going to get into the flow by getting a lot of touches. That's just not going to happen with LeBron and Kyrie. But what we're watching here is 5 possessions at the beginning of the game. Yeah, all of them didn't go so great, but they all went through Kevin Love. It was an objective of David Blatt's offense. It was very apparent, and you could see how it paid off. Kevin Love didn't take a ton more shots in this game, but he just got into a really good flow. He was 10 of 13, and I think it's because they went to him early, and then it pays off a little bit later. It also pays off at the defensive end. I think he was into the game more.
Absolutely.
Gasol and Zach only combined for 23 points. You don't have to worry about LBJ and Kyrie Irving. They're going to get theirs. All three went for 20-plus last night. And I think it just throws off the defense a little bit when you go to the guys that you're not expecting right off the bat.
It's sort of funny that this was even a story, this whole Kevin Love and LeBron James and what's going on.
You're
with
down
them.
on it, man.
Oh, I was down on it. You're absolutely right when we did the up-down report. I say it's funny because the Cavs are rolling right now. I mean, since LeBron has come back from his sabbatical, whatever you want to call it, they've been unbelievable. They have the best record in the league since January 12th. A lot of them good wins against quality teams like the Grizzlies as well, the Western Conference.
And like Tass mentioned last night, Kevin Love got a ton of touches. And the thing I loved seeing was that he got the ball in a whole bunch of different places. Like he did some catch and shoot, he did pick and pop, he got the ball in the post, he was running the court. He was just involved in the game. And the Cavs, to their credit, saw that they had a mismatch with him and Zach Randolph. Zach Randolph is just not going to be able to handle Kevin Love on the perimeter. And they went to it. A lot of times when Kevin Love has a mismatch, they kind of ignore him.
The Memphis Grizzlies have been one of the best teams all season long. They were absolutely outclassed in every area last night, and it really sent a message, I think, to everyone else in the league that when the Cavs are firing like this, they've got so many different weapons, so many different options. You even saw Timofey Mozgov. They can go inside to him because everyone else is so worried about the perimeter guys. Right now, David Blatt's got to be happy about just how everyone seems to understand their role. You're going to get a touch, you're going to get a look, you might have to wait a few possessions for it, but it's coming your way at some point.
Listen, no matter where they go, this offense is fantastic. It's amazing whether they play isolation basketball or not, but you could see how lethal they could be in the third quarter when they put this game away. They had 14 buckets and they had 14 assists.
Right.
Yeah.
Share the ball, and then everybody's a little bit more energetic on the defensive end. I think that, and that's obviously their weakness. I think it helps on that end.
Another lesson learned from, again, a busy night in the NBA. The Raptors-Wizards potential first-round playoff series could be very ugly. These teams are on one heck of a slide right now, both of them. I don't know who's worse, the Raps or the Wizards right now.
Well, let's start with the Toronto Raptors. Their defense has just been lacking like crazy, but you'd think in this game that they'd get up for it. They came into Wednesday having lost 3 straight to the Bulls this season. They were hosting them, coming off a bad loss to the Pistons, and then they got destroyed. They allowed the Bulls to shoot 61%. That's the 7th best shooting performance of the entire season, especially in that fourth quarter. The Bulls scored 39 points. They were just getting layup after layup. Half their shots were in the paint. Most of them were at the rim. It was just pathetic. They just can't move. They're talking about where we have to go because we know where these Bulls like to get the basketball, but they just weren't there. I think they just thought they were a little bit better than they were, and now it's biting them in the butt.
Some teams have a problem with perimeter defense, some have interior defense problems. Right now, the Raptors don't get a stop anywhere.
Yeah.
The Bulls were just walking into the lane last night and getting laps. No one was even there to contest or even turn away any shots. It's a big concern.
The
for Dwayne
Raptors
Casey.
got 3 stops in the final, something like 8.5 minutes of this game. It was a close game. The Raps got up, and the Bulls, again, you put up 39 points in the fourth quarter and just shot the lights out from the floor. I think they were 15 of 20 in the fourth quarter alone. I mean, a horrible loss. It didn't help that Kyle Lowry is not in there for the Raps.
Yeah.
He's been in and out. I guess he's missed 3 of the last 4 games because of back spasms.
Still on the defensive end, just show up. I mean, layup after layup on the defensive end. It really has nothing to do with Lowry, in my opinion.
Well, it doesn't help if Vasquez
No.
is your starting point
Yeah.
guard.
No,
trying
it
to stop
doesn't.
guys.
It doesn't.
He sets the tone for the Raptors, and he's quite clearly their leader. And him just not being there, I think it's a lot easier to wait for somebody else to kind of step up and kind of take over.
But their defense has been bad for a long
All
time.
season long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's different is the Raptors were sort of a gritty team last year.
Yeah.
You know, they were winning games because they were good defensively. They've just been complete opposite years. They
Yeah.
were winning a lot of games early because of their offense. Their defense was horrible at the time.
Yeah.
And now that the offense has fallen off, I mean, this is why they're losing all these games.
Yeah.
They can't stop
No,
anyone.
and you mentioned the Bulls shooting in that last quarter. Most of those shots were going towards the basket. They were just coming around a screen or whatever, grabbing the ball, and then just going in uncontested, going in for a layup. It just did not stop.
Again, I don't know who's worse right now between the Raps or the Wizards because the Wizards lost to the Pacers last night in an unbelievable fashion. I mean, this was a close game. John Wall had hit a big 3 to tie it up. But final possession here, George Hill just gets a layup.
He doesn't even really do a move.
Not really. He
goes
just
by him.
goes right, drives, and scores. And then this was an interesting little part. The Wizards have time. They throw up a heave. Okay, it's a dream shot. But head coach for the Wizards, Randy Whitman, he actually starts leaving while the ball is not even really up yet. He starts heading back to the locker room. And, you know, it's like you're going to see it here. We're going to point it out here. Again, 2.7 seconds. Okay, what are they going to really get? There he goes. There goes Whitman.
It's hard to blame him. He's seen his team just falling apart.
Wizards fans not happy with that particular clip of Whitman walking back to the locker room saying, you know, just keep going. Don't come back and coach this team because they're very upset with the way they're going.
Lionel Messi was in the crowd. I'm sure he wanted to jump on and take care of business.
Yeah.
I don't know. Watching this team is so difficult to watch, especially on the offensive end. It's just so dependent on John Wall doing absolutely everything. They kind of just get into their half court. John Wall kind of just looks around, and then he's like, okay, I got to do something on my own. They're just not seemingly running anything that gets good shots.
Other than Paul Pierce, there's no one who can really create for themselves, and Paul Pierce only had 4 points last night. I mean, obviously, at this stage of his career, he's not out there to score 35 a game for them, but, you know, Bradley Beal going down doesn't help, but someone needs to be able to just create something.
Beal tweaking his ankle. He's missed a lot of games in and out. I just think it's funny. We sat here, you know, I guess it was late 2014 going, wow, the Raps, decent team, Wizards pretty solid, you know, along with the Hawks and the Cavs. This is going to be an interesting Eastern Conference. Of course, the Bulls in there as well. And now 2 of those teams in the Raps and the Wizards. I mean, no one thinks anything of these teams, and no one's afraid of either of these squads.
Let them play each other and figure it out. That's it.
Yeah.
I think their egos. I think their egos got a little bit ahead of themselves. Their egos got too big, and they're not actually going through the plays like they should be.
One more fun lesson learned last night, and that is never bet against Tim Duncan. Never bet against Tim Duncan. He's going to come out on top. If you caught this, he bet an old college friend that he would hit a 3 in the game against the Thunder. $100 on the line here.
Oh, big bucks.
Spicy.
Tim Duncan.
I knew
goes out-
$100 bill as well.
Yes, a crisp $100. He goes out
There
and
it is.
gets it done. There's the $100 bill that he got from, again, an old college friend there. He'd only made 1 3-pointer on the season going into the night. I mean, it's a good bet from her. You know? But what are the odds? He's going to knock down another one, but he knocked it down in the corner.
I hope he can afford it because he's apparently retiring at the end of this season, so he's got to be a bit careful
he
with
has
his
some
money.
savings.
Yeah, he hasn't made a lot of money over his career. You're absolutely right about that. All right, got to take a break. When we come back, really excited for this. Hawks guard Kent Bazemore will join us live in studio, so come on back. You're watching The Starters.
You think Tim calls her BFF?
Welcome back to The Starters. Excited to introduce Hawks guard Kent Bazemore. Kent, thanks for joining us here.
Thanks for having me, man. Glad to be on.
Really appreciate it. I know I like that you're rocking the Old Dominion
yeah.
polo there. Crazy win there for you.
Oh,
guys.
yeah. Big shot by Troy Freeman last night. We had just finished down in Orlando, and Mike Scott was the first one to show me. And big shot. That place was rocking. They had, like, so many angles. It was nuts.
That's huge. Yeah, moving on in the NIT tourney. All right, well, let's get into it. We got a lot of questions for you. We even have a game for you that we want to play. But first thing, you said Orlando. You guys snapped the 3-game losing streak there in Orlando on Wednesday. Has it been difficult over the last couple weeks because you guys are doing so well and are so far ahead of everyone to sort of stay focused? Was that any small part of maybe that little 3-game slide, or was sort of just who you were playing?
Well, yeah, it's a combination of both. We play some really good teams, Golden State, Oklahoma City, and San Antonio. San Antonio starting to get hot, as they do every year. Russell Westbrook was a man on a mission when we faced him, triple-doubles here and there, every night. The Warriors, they're just a special team, especially playing out there. Tough to beat at home, so that road trip, we went 3-3. So it's just hard to win on the road and against in hostile environments. So I think we did good.
But you're ready for these playoffs to start, you and the Hawks, right?
Yeah. It's at this point in the season, it's like, come on already.
Right.
Like, let's get here. But we got Tabo back last night. Get Mike Scott back soon. So now it's just like getting the ball rolling in the right direction.
Build some momentum. Do you guys keep an eye? I'm always curious. Are you keeping an eye on the bottom of this crazy Eastern Conference sort of playoff race? And these teams in terms of like, all right, who are we getting at the 8th seed? Is it the Pacers? Is it the Celtics? The Nets? Is there a team you almost want to see more than another?
Well, since we've been on this 3-game losing streak, just snapped it last night, but trying to focus on ourselves and make sure we're at the tip of our game when that time comes. I think if we're playing our best basketball, then it really won't matter who we face in the first round.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah. I knew you were going to say that. I knew you wouldn't give us anything. I know Lee's dying to ask you this about Kyle Korver, Steph Curry. You've played with two of the best shooters in the game. You, of course, were on the Dubs and now on the Hawks. Who is better? Who's the better three-point shooter? Is it Curry or is it Korver?
Man, they both can really shoot it, man.
Come on, Ken.
And it's been a joy to watch. Cal's accurate. He takes 7 shots, make 5 of them. Steph shoots so many threes. He can really get hot. But as far as being accurate, like head on, I think Kyle Korver has it right now. Steph is great creating off the dribble. He can hit step back threes behind the back. He has that. But as far as like dead-eye shooting, I think Cal has the upper hand.
Like, does Kyle Korver in practice get mad at himself when he misses a 3?
Oh, he gets mad. Yeah, he'll get mad and then he'll do this thing with his arm, like to make sure his hand is all. It's good, but he's so focused on his mechanics. He has a list that he checks. Every time he goes up to shoot, and it looks the exact same way, which is why he has one of the most consistent jumpers in the league.
Well, we go down to the games a lot, watch the Hawks down at the Fortress. Lee especially, he's always trying to bum free tickets off everyone. It's unbelievable. But when Korver hits a 3, and because you're a man, especially when you were with the Dubs there with the Lakers, you were a man of celebrating. You had the craziest celebrations on the bench.
The big arm.
Yeah, the drop down, the 3 up. Well, Lee has a specific celebration only when Korver hits a 3.
Let's see it.
So here it is, and you can grade it. So
Okay.
Korver, boom, hits a 3.
Just blowing kisses.
Blowing kisses out and raising the 3. But ideally you have to stand up and get out of your seat as well. And everyone gets out. It's great.
Well, I like that because, Cal has a very graceful jumper,
Yeah.
when you shoot, it's so poetic, so I'll give you.
And the thing is, when Kyle's in transition, you can basically start standing up before
Exactly.
he even catches
Right.
the ball.
Exactly.
Because everyone knows it's going
So not
in.
bad.
Yeah, I never forget we're playing Memphis and, he gets the ball.
Yeah.
And I think we're up like 1. It's one of the biggest shots of the night. And, everyone's up
They're
before
already
the ball's in the air and he knocks it down and we just go berserk.
There was about 10 guys on the court from Atlanta that game. I remember we were there for that
Yeah,
one.
we were. He was blowing kisses.
Yeah.
Don't worry, he was blowing kisses.
Yeah, he had pit stains too there.
Before we get to the game, one more question. I've always been curious about this as well. Why the short shorts, Kent? You always rock the shorts a little bit higher.
Little high.
Just a little. I wouldn't call them short.
Well,
they're
no,
medium.
you can't really tell from
No.
this photo, but we have a photo of you standing beside Teague. I think you really see the difference. Like, Teague's look at those, past the knee there. You got them
Maybe you
above
should have
the
played
kneecap.
in the 80s.
I just want to set a good example for the kids.
Yeah.
I
I respect
shirt
that.
tucked in, and it's not a bad thing to have your knees showing every now and then.
It's a good look. I'm glad we asked you. All right, let's get to the game here. All right, we want to know how well you know your Hawks. So we have a few questions, obviously Hawks related, about your teammates. We'll see how well you do. The first one, we're playing Know Your Hawks.
Oh boy.
This is a fun one. This is a tough one. Which of the following emojis does Mike Scott not have tattooed on his body? All right, we're gonna give you 5, okay, and you gotta tell us which one he doesn't. So is it the sunglass guy, the purple devil, the skull, the flame, or the very weird walking dude?
Bad walking.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a limp.
It's the skull. He doesn't have the skull.
Ooh, sorry,
has
that
a
is
skull?
incorrect.
Supposedly.
Now,
According to
I mean-
GQ magazine, he has the skull among 25
He has
of his emoji tattoos.
25 of these bad
I
boys.
knew he had the walking guy.
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
So the
That's
answer,
like one of my favorites.
apparently, again, according to GQ magazine, he doesn't have the flame.
Which is
You would think
weird.
that'd be a first thing.
You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
he can shoot it.
I
I
know.
had the flame.
Doesn't really make sense.
Again, this is according to GQ. All right, next question here. This is a good one, too. What year did assistant coach Darvin Ham compete in the dunk contest?
This is hard.
Which year?
99.
Ooh, 97.
Ooh.
Very, very
Can he still
close.
throw it down? Do you ever see him throw it down?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, Ham.
Oh, he was actually, now this is the one that Kobe won, right?
Yeah, I think he won the college dunk contest the year before his senior year.
He was pretty good. Isn't this his
Hey, I
famous
like his
one?
shorts too, though.
Very nice.
Rocking the shorts takes the Darvin Ham.
Showing those hands.
Okay, next one. 0 for 2 here. Come on, Ken. Which Atlanta Hawk once won Rookie of the Year? Current Atlanta Hawk once won Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the year.
Yeah.
On my team now.
Yep.
You got to go back to
Yeah,
the
you gotta go
That's
back.
Elton
Brand.
Elton Brand. There we go. All right, you got it. Yes, 99, 2000. Bonus question, he was a co-winner. Any idea who he shared the award with?
He's not on the Hawks.
99, 2000.
Yeah, that's tough.
Rookie of the year.
Doesn't play in the league anymore.
Wow,
was
yeah.
it was a great dunker himself? Steve Francis.
Really?
Yeah, straight up
Wow.
with Steve. Straight up with Steve. All right.
year.
Congrats to Elton Brand for sticking around.
Hey, yeah.
No, that's unbelievable. Not many guys from the 90s left in the league anymore.
10, right?
I think so. All right, once and for all, how do we pronounce this teammate's name? How do we pronounce Dennis's last name?
Schroeder.
It's Schroeder.
Schroeder.
Yes.
Okay.
Done. Okay, good.
I like it.
There's been a lot of controversy on our show
it's
about this.
settled.
And all right, finally here, little sort of speed round. We're going to give you some nicknames we've made up. You tell us who it makes the most sense for.
Okay.
The regional manager.
Wow. Regional manager.
Yeah. Are you a fan of The Office?
Oh no.
But you know where I'm going. Mike Scott.
Regional manager. Mike
Regional
Scott.
manager. I mean,
Again, these are just
they're not great nicknames, but they're
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no. Let's make it very clear. These are horrible
Left
nicknames.
field. That's out of left field.
Yeah. Jingleheimer Schmidt. Who would you give that nickname to?
Yeah.
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
you have to be at least 65 years old to probably.
John Jenkins.
John Jenkins.
Yeah, you're right.
Schmidt.
Yeah. Elton Brand would get that joke.
Schmidt.
Threesus. You're gonna get
Oh,
this.
that's Kyle.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone knows that.
T-shirts made for him.
Yeah. Everyone get your kisses up. And finally, yeah, I'll read it. T-Bone Steakalosha.
Oh,
Steak-
Tabo.
Cabo, yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to open up a restaurant?
I call him Bowtie. I like that. Bowtie. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Ken, will you stick around for a little bit?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. We got to take a break. When we come back, dear Lord, get out of the way because we got a new edition of the meme team. It's a big man coming through, Ken.
Ooh, you made it.
Trampoline didn't, though.
All right, back with the starters. Hawks guard Kent Bazemore going to help us out with the meme team here. Every Thursday, we scour the internet to bring you the meme team. It's a few of our favorite weird and wacky moments from the past 7 days, so let's get into it.
Number 5, Joakim Noah, the trickster, just hanging out in a particular spot here on the sideline because DeMar looks over, hand it to the guy in the white.
He's wearing white.
beautiful
Oh,
pass.
that's low.
He put on the warm-ups just so he could say, you ever done that, Ken?
It would have been worse if he would have shot it, like, actually. Shot fake. Oh,
Look
no,
how happy
Yeah,
he
he's
is,
not
though.
remorseful at all, is he?
he's not at all.
High fives. Look at that. Look at that.
I did
Dad
it.
loves it.
All right, at number 4, LeBron James. Dead ball situation, so this didn't count. But from the antlers,
Flick up.
just flicks it up. I mean, that's at least 40 feet.
Don't practice
like a
that at
Powerade
home, kids. You've got to get some legs into your
He's
shots.
a very talented guy. Very talented.
Yeah, he should start doing that in games.
Here's some talented kids.
Oh.
We got a race. This baby's got the lead.
Here comes Orange.
Look at this. Oh, that baby's
Oh
a
my
ringer.
God.
That baby's a ringer.
Hang on. You should get disqualified for this. Watch this.
What's going
Oh,
on?
hair pull.
Oh, hair pull.
Hair pull. Oh, no.
Here comes purple.
Oh, yeah.
Here
Are
comes-
charging on the outside.
Yeah.
Oh, she's carrying a little bit of weight. Carrying a little bit of weight there.
Oh, hey now. Oh, here comes
We've got a
Orange.
race. We've got a race.
Orange is home. No.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. Out of nowhere.
Who saw that? happen?
Yes.
Yes.
They should do this every game.
You want a baby.
That was impressive.
All right, Tuesday night, Kings rookie Nick Stauskas hit a pull-up 3, and the closed captioning translated the play-by-play call of Stauskas hitting the 3 into Sauce Castillo 3. Andrew Unterberger, the first to point it out, and it didn't take long for Sauce Castillo to start trending in Sacramento. Then the hot sauce photoshops started coming. Yeah, Jesse Stout doing that one there. And ultimately, the nickname made its way to Nick Stauskas. He's a little confused, but we're sorry to say, Nick, you are now forever known as Sauce Castillo because your own teammate, Omri Caspi, saying, hey, good game last night. Make sure you bring those donuts to the bus.
Hi, Sauce Castillo. What a greeting.
What
Call
a
him
weird
hot
story.
sauce. That's not bad. Lionel Messi enjoyed the game at Washington on Wednesday with his Argentinian national teammates. He even got his own jersey afterwards.
Nice. They could have used him.
Oh yeah, they definitely could have used it. This is the best shot. Beating George Marasan, only 2 feet taller
2 feet.
than Lionel Messi. A full 2 feet. Look at those athletes.
Have you ever met George Marasan?
Well, he used to watch the games when I played against George Mason. I've seen him personally. Very tall. Very tall.
Confirmed. George Marasan is tall. All right, today's Fantasy Minute presented by FanDuel, leader in one-day fantasy sports. It's a whoa boy, the fantasy lines of the night. Whoa boy, there it is. Paul Millsap getting some love against the Magic last night. Listen to this box score there, Kent. 25 points, 9 of 20 shooting, 5 of 5 at the line, couple threes, 11 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal, and Paul Millsap with 4 blocks.
4 blocks. He's a man on a mission right now. He's been a vocal leader in our locker room.
Huge game. Number 2, whoa boy, going to John Wall against the Pacers. In a loss, but 34 points on 11 of 21 shooting, 10 of 11 at the line. He hit a couple threes as well, 4 boards, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. But the fancy line of the night goes to Brook Lopez against the Hornets. 34 points on 16 of 26 shooting, very efficient. 2 of 2 at the line, 10 rebounds. And he had the defense. I love defense with the Whoa Boy. 2 steals, 3 blocks, and a big win for the Nets, of course, in the playoff race. So there it is, your Whoa Boy Fantasy Minute, again presented by FanDuel. One more break. When we come back, Lee's going to show you his very solid play of the night. Is it Ken Bazemore?
Maybe. You have to wait and see.
We'll find out. So come on back.
Fingers crossed.
All right, back with the starters. Nothing changed in the pick 'em payoff contest. Tass and I both went 2 and 3, and we both have the Bucks tonight. Only 1 game on. Lee, let's go to the very solid play. 13 games to pick from. Is it involved the Hawks and the Magic?
Unfortunately not. It's the Cleveland Cavaliers last night in Memphis. This play pretty much sums up their whole night. The ball fizzing around the perimeter. LeBron has a time for a cup of tea.
Wow.
And then he steps into a three-pointer. It was a...
Wish bomb.
Yeah, I mean, the Cavs last night basically didn't miss in the second half, and I mean,
Look
they
at
were
that.
just
The
awesome.
dribble.
That is a practice 3. And that's what I call a very solid play.
Yeah, good thumbs there, Lily. All right, that is a Thursday show. Kent, thank you so much.
Thanks for
coming
having
in,
me, man. You know, for you guys having me on, I got you guys a nice
Oh, yeah.
t-shirt.
Awesome, man.
Ken
The
Bazemore.
stars, much love, and it's signed by yours truly.
Appreciate it.
Hey, that's
We,
gonna
Hopefully
on
it's
the
good
set.
on the wall of
We'll
fame
get that
one
up
day.
on
Yeah,
the
we're gonna
set.
get it up.
We appreciate you coming in, and best of luck.
Thanks,
with
man.
the Hawks,
Thank-
obviously, the
thank-
rest of the regular season and into the playoffs, man.
Appreciate it.
All right, Tatsy, take us home.
Thanks for joining us, folks. And remember, if you have the wrong perspective, you'll forget that life is all perspective.
Brace the night, people.